And welcome to another episode of the DuPage Run and Shoot. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Cotto. It is, and holy shit, it is week 6 of the IHSA high school football season. I can't believe it's already week 6, but that means we are a month away from the playoffs. Exciting time. We got Matt on the show with us. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I just can't believe the time is going by so quickly. I mean, we're already 6 weeks into the season. This whole year, whole 2024 in general has just gone by like.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, Matt. And yeah, this explains how fast the season goes. I mean, for us at work, we just had golf regionals this week. I'm like, we're already at postseason for fall sports. What the fuck?
It's just insane how fast everything's just going.
Too fast. Well, anyway, Matt, let's start. Before we talk about week 6, let's recap week 5. And boy, did we have some good stuff. First game, Naperville North, 31, Lockport, 20. Naperville North with a major statement on the road.
A huge statement by Naperville North on the road here. This was unbelievable here for them. They really went out there against a team who, again, has one of the best running games in all of IHSA. They basically stuffed them on almost every turn. I mean, Tyler Pospisil did have a couple touchdowns, but it wasn't like it was a big factor for the most part.
Yeah, Tyler Pospisil scores the first touchdown of the game, and then North goes on a 31-13 run to get the win. Jacob Bell doing Jacob Bell things, and Aiden Drennel gets a pick 6. I mean, North came to play.
They came to play, and they exploited what I feel is the biggest weakness of this Lockport team, this offense, which is their passing game. I've seen them against Nico Valley in action. They relied heavily on that ground game to do it. And they had a few big passing plays, but their quarterback, Conley Pfeiffer, I believe is how you say his name, was very minimal in that game. And it showed again in Friday night that it was somewhat minimal, and the Huskies took big advantage of that. I'm not taking anything away from the Porters. They're all around a good team, but North really exploited some of their biggest weaknesses.
Exactly, and Lockport's next opponent might do the exact same tomorrow because their next opponent, their defense is no joke either, but we will definitely touch on that soon.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that next opponent, Lockport's next opponent will be Naperville Central, who took down a very good Lincoln Way West team, 14-7. Like this was, you know what, Matt? Teams need games like these. because you're going to be
Yeah.
playing good teams down the road.
Yeah, you're gonna be playing some good teams down the road, and Naperville Central, this was their biggest test so far, to speak. This was their most competitive game, I feel, since the Naperville North
Right.
crosstown game.
Yep.
And they needed a good wake-up call to show that, you may be undefeated, but you still gotta go through some barriers.
Oh yeah, and it's they
Yeah,
made some big plays. I mean, on their first possession, they turned the ball over,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then Lincoln Way West thinks going to score a touchdown. No, they turn it over in the end zone, and I'm looking at the clip. The runner for I think it was DeAndre Coates, the
yeah.
receiver. He actually fumbled the ball. Look at that, like he was not down. That was an actual fumble. And there's Aaron Newsbaum on the recovery.
Yeah, that was the key turning point right there. I saw that highlight. That looked very close. Couldn't tell.
It was a fumble. I was looking at the replay really carefully, and yeah, that ball was coming out as he was going down. So
That was
refs made the right call to keep it going. The
re-
Lincoln Way West people are going to say bullshit, but
yeah.
watch the highlight, and if you look closely, yeah, he that ball was coming out.
Refs made the right call in this one, and there were plenty of other missed calls that the referees made on Friday night, both in high school and college football.
There's one big game for sure. There's one
Uh,
big game for sure that we
I'm
saw.
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a sec, but this again, Naperville Central, they needed to do what they needed to do in this game. They weren't outstanding on offense, but they did just enough to pull out the win. And
Sebastian Hayes is getting more comfortable and stuff. He sneaks for a touchdown. I mean, when you're 6'4", like that's that's hard to stop. He even threw a touchdown to Garrett Nichols, who goes both ways. So again, good to see Sebastian Hayes get more comfortable and stuff. Defense doing its thing.
yeah,
Naperville Central, they're showing that we can hang with some good teams.
yeah, they can definitely hang with some of the best teams in the state. They may not be the best, but they can definitely hang with the best.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say let's not go that far saying the best, but they're up there.
Yeah, they're up there.
But yes, no, good win for Central.
hmm
Next one, Waubonsie Valley improves to 3-2 after a 28-7 win over Stag. Waubonsie
Uh,
needed this in the worst way possible.
Yeah, they needed this. They were on a 2 game losing skid actually coming in, and they really needed a good offensive showing. And we saw Stag get annihilated by Naperville Central the previous week, and Wabansi just took note of that game and just said, "Hey, that looks cool. Let me get in on the act here," and they did. So kudos to the Warriors. This really keeps their season alive now at 3-2.
Christian Simmons popped a big touchdown run to seal the game. I mean, this guy is something for Waubonsie, and Colin Ford got some starting action.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
surprised they didn't start in week one, but I'm happy Colin Ford got a starting opportunity. This kid's special. Do not
Yeah.
sleep on Colin Ford.
No, no, you cannot sleep on him. He had himself a good night on Friday night against Stag, and I'm
Mhm.
excited to see if they utilize him in any other way the rest of the season.
And he's just gonna add, depending on how Josh Sikierski is and stuff, if whenever he's back from his injury and stuff, you got Colin Ford right there to help you. So we'll see who the Warriors throw under center tomorrow night when they travel to Normal West.
Yeah.
But no, good road win for the Warriors.
Yes, big road win for the Warriors.
Next one, and oh boy. Mount Carmel, 48. Bennett Academy, 13. Not much of a surprise, to be quite honest, with that game.
No, not much of a surprise at all. Sorry, Red Wing fans. I know you're not gonna like this, but your 5-0 record was somewhat inflated. I really hate to say it, but it's true. And going up against Mount Carmel, one of the best in the state, kind of proves it right there.
Yeah, man. Bennett was down 20-13, but that's not really saying much.
Yeah. No, that's not saying much at all. I mean, they did come back a little bit. I thought they would make it somewhat of a game, and then the second half hit them like a sack of bricks.
Yep. And you knew Mount Carmel was going to explode on offense because that's just Mount Carmel.
Yep, that's the amount of offensive touchdowns and yards just came down and just rained down hard on Bennett. It was just
Yep.
way too much.
Bennett, I think Bennett will still make the playoffs. They're 4-1. They just need one more to be playoff eligible.
Yep. Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be playoff eligible. I don't know how far they'll make it, but they'll make it in. I don't
Depending on the
dispute that.
seedings and stuff. And really, the seedings, we really won't know until the brackets legit come out.
Exactly. Yeah, we
It's
don't
not
know
like
when.
it's not like,
Yeah.
at NCTV, I always say name the sport we're there. It's not like, it's not like the brackets are going to come out a couple weeks early like they do for sports like soccer or volleyball. No, we won't know until the season ends. Where for sports like volleyball and boys soccer, you have an idea of who you're going to play. Football, you don't.
Yeah. No, you won't know until like the very end of the regular season, so to speak. So, uh, still got a long way to go for the Birds. They still have a long way to go in this one.
And the schedule doesn't get easy from here.
No, no, it doesn't. No, it does not.
Next one, Sandberg, 53, Matia Valley, 12. Nothing to see here, folks.
Yeah, nothing to see here. This was the the Mustangs had some optimism for maybe 2 weeks, and then it all came crashing down with them for the last three. So,
Yep.
not much to see here.
Next one, big game. York, 21, Hinsdale Central, 13. A game we expected.
Yeah, this was a game we expected. Give Hinsdale Central a lot of credit. They hang right with York, a ranked team, and made a pretty close game out of it. Made a pretty close game out of it.
York was helped out by a man named Jimmy Connors. He scored all the touchdowns for York and had a key pick in the game.
Mm.
Connors had only 4 touchdowns last season. He just scored 3 in one game.
That's that's insane. That's that just shows you what he can
It
really do.
just shows what this York team has.
Exactly.
It's not just Brutal Masso, the quarterback. Other people will step up.
Yeah, the other people, this team has a lot of depth going for it, and they're ranked top 10 for a reason. And I'm excited to see how they'll do in the playoffs with a lot of that key depth there.
Yep, and I still wouldn't want to sleep on Hinsdale Central. They got a team.
They got a team. They got a team. They made it pretty close. I mean, they've learned a lot since that week one game, and I think moving forward, they're playing with a lot of heart, with a lot of fire, and they're playing with a lot of passion. And we'll see what happens for them. But they've been playing some pretty close football. Got to
Exactly.
give them credit.
And Hinsdale Central, they got a favorable. Their next 3 out of 4 games are winnable. They could be playoff eligible. They could get 5 wins.
They could. What's their record at right now? Are they two and
They're two and
two?
three. Their next game is against a struggling Glenbard West team. So Hinsdale Central,
Ah,
perfect time to take advantage of that. And then you got Proviso West,
yes. hmm
OPRF. So you have a shot to make it to 5-3 before you play Downers Grove North to end the regular.
Oh, yeah. They really need to win these next 2 or 3 games in order to have a shot here. These next 3 games,
I was
actually.
just gonna
So
say, you win these next 3, you have 5 wins.
yeah, there's I am not taking them against Downers Grove North to end the season, even if it's the last game of the year and Downers Grove North is resting all of their starters because I have no idea what that team is. I have you that
They
team
have
can
to.
probably have a lot of good depth.
Hinsdale Central has to win these next 3. They have to.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to win these next 3. So
Because if you
even if
lose one of those, you're in some shit.
yeah, I mean the only way I can see them beating Downers Grove North in the last week is if North decides to rest their starters and just
Even
play a
with
lot of good.
that, I assume the backups are still good.
Yeah, I fear that the depth that Downers Grove North has would be too much for Hinsdale Central, even if they're resting most of their starters. So
We shall see, though. But first, Glenbard West coming up for Hinsdale Central, a game that never disappoints.
no, never disappoints. So good luck, Red Devils. You have my best wishes.
Same for me. Next one, Downers Grove South, 49, Morton, 0. Next, but good for Downers Grove South. They improved to 3-2. Next game,
Yeah. What'd you
Downers Grove North, 28, OPRF, 7.
Downers Grove North 28. Not as spectacular on offense. This was
Yeah, I was gonna say. Although
somewhat
I'm
of
sure
a
they don't get.
yeah.
OPRF had it's a winnable game plan right there. To be quite honest with you, keeping Downers Grove North to under 30
Yeah, that was
points.
a bit of a win.
That's not saying much, but
Yeah. I mean, that too bad the defense for the Trojans is way too good for them to
Yeah,
come
that's the
back and
thing.
make a closer game.
That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, but you know what? Those games are going to happen. You're going to get in those slumps. Downers go north, though. They're
Yeah.
now 5-0.
Yeah.
Good win for DGN.
Yeah. Good win for DG.
Hopefully they can learn this game because they have a big one coming up.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully, but you never know. This was a bit of eye-opening if you're a Trojan fan here. This was not the kind of domination that you're expected to see that we've seen so far this whole year from DGN.
Obviously, DGN has also played a kind of a weak schedule.
Sketch.
No offense,
Yeah,
kind of a weak schedule, but they
right.
won. They won. That's all that matters. But
Yeah, they
you
still
got it.
won.
There's good. Your schedule is never easy. So,
No, no, not always. It's only going to get much difficult from here.
and it is going to get difficult from here because their next four opponents. Oh boy.
Mm, yep.
York, Lions, Hinsdale South, and Hinsdale Central. Four not so easy opponents.
No, no, but out of all those teams, I would still put DGN as the best among
Yeah,
those.
no,
It's just
absolutely.
exactly.
Next one, Willowbrook, 45, Hinsdale South, 7. Okay, Willowbrook has clearly woken up.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that Hinsdale South offense that we saw pretty good at the start of the season. I mean, they fell asleep in this game here, and
Yeah,
Willowbrook just took full
they
advantage.
crashed down to earth badly and stuff, sitting at 2-3 on the year. Yeah, that Addison Trail loss really that was a big time gut punch. But just shows how good that West Suburban Gold and Silver Conference is.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And that they just have not recovered from that loss ever since it happened. And I don't know what it's going to take for them. This not looking good for them going forward.
Nope, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens down the road. Next one. Addison Trail, 28. Proviso East, 8. Blazers are 4-1. Let's go.
Blazers making it happen. They may do it.
Keep it going, boys. Next one. Glenbard West, 63. Lighted, 0. Glenbard West is winless no more.
63-0. That's what a way to get your first win right there.
Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely take it. They'll definitely take it.
Yeah, they definitely will.
Next one. Batavia, 41. Wheaton North, 0. Holy
Mm,
shit.
yeah, I had Batavia going into this game. I just expected we had North to put up more of an effort and fight in this. Even if you score 14 or 17 points, I would still give them a bit of credit. But wow, that was yeah, this loss does for we in North.
It just shows how good this Batavia team is.
Yeah, exactly. This Batavia team is rolling.
Yeah, you like Batavia. They always find a way to get it done. Do not sleep on these Bulldogs.
No, no, you can't.
Next one, St. Charles North, 37. Wheaton Warrenville South, 32. Wheaton Warrenville South displayed their inner Atlanta Falcons. They were up 32-23 with under 3 minutes to go. St. Charles North scores a touchdown to make it 32-30. Wheaton South botches the onside kick. St. Charles North takes advantage of it and scores the game-winning touchdown. Wheaton South. Why? Why?
That's just pure Atlanta Falcons right there. That is pure Atlanta Falcons.
Oh my god, like
Was this loss at we in Warrenville South? Or was it
no,
at
the game was at St. Charles North.
okay. I mean, imagine if this was at Wheaton Warrenville South. Oh God, that they would need an extra security detail walking out of that stadium.
Well, I
But
think with it being at St. Charles North, they need an extra security detail. But I
yeah,
you can't blow that.
no, you cannot blow that game. I don't know how did they score the first rushing touch or the first touchdown.
Ethan Plum scored on the quarterback sneak to make it 32-30, 51 seconds to go. Like it's not over until there's zeros on the clock.
Yeah, like you got to be ready for that.
You practice this shit for a reason.
You can the onside kick. the onside kick is rare to recover, but never say never. There's still a lot of
We've
instances of the
seen
onside.
teams do it,
Yes,
and then
it's
they took advantage of it. Ethan Plum found Braden Harms for the game-winning touchdown. Harms also recovered the onside kick.
wow. That's adding injury to insult, right?
Yep. So he recovered the onside kick and scored the game-winning touchdown. He clearly went up to Plum and said, "Hey, I recovered the ball. Find me in the end zone."
Yeah, and that's what he did. I actually, let me phrase it. That's adding insult to injury, but yeah, that was yeah. No, you can. I mean that's just such a crippling loss for the Tigers. That game is going to live, and that name is going to live rent free in all of their heads. Like you can't blow that game. You're up by 9 with a minute left, less than a minute left. That's just
Yeah. I
horrible.
mean, the touchdown, the one touchdown, okay, yeah, that's okay, yeah, that's typical, but you
That's
gotta be ready. You gotta be
yeah.
ready for that onside kick. You have to
Yeah.
be.
You have to be. We've seen so many instances of teams down by 2 or more possessions scoring a garbage time touchdown to make it a one score game. They've tried the onside kick. It never worked. And in this case, they let it work. They allowed it to happen.
Not to also add more insult to injury, but it was a re-kick.
Oh, oh my God. How, how on the re-kick, how do you blow that? That's just
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're St. Charles North, you were clearly ready for like, all right, boys, new opportunity. Let's get this shit back.
you just can't blow that game if you're Wien Warrenville South. You can't, especially when they're given two opportunities. Like the first time, yeah, that was a penalty. Obviously, re-kick it, but the second time, you know what's going to happen. Be fucking ready for it. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
like you have to be ready for that onside kick. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, like it's, but you know what? You want to be the best, beat the best, and that Duquesne Conference is a really good team. Man, anything can happen in these games.
Yeah, and that game just showed you anything can happen. And the North Stars here, they're looking. Some of their games may have been a bit fluky and close, but they play with a lot of heart and fire, and they did so there at the end of that game on Friday night. So, kudos to them for coming back. But we in Warrenville South, come on, you gotta end that game. You gotta
Yeah,
finish
like,
it. You gotta,
especially when you have to, when you know the second time they're going to kick it.
yeah, exactly.
Like, you're like, I mean, sure, they're pissed off, like, God damn it. But
Yeah,
you got to be
that's
ready.
you gotta be ready. That's a
Yeah,
crippling
illegal.
blow.
Yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, illegal formation that was called on the first kick. So obviously, dead ball penalty. So they re kick and get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's that's just poor. That's just poor effort right there.
Or execution. Next one Geneva 38, Glenbar North 12.
Uh again, this is a Geneva team
Hold
here.
on, hold 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 on. Glenbar North had a 9-0 lead.
What?
Glenbar North had a 9-0 lead. Like they were giving the Vikings some hell. Lucas Kramer scored a touchdown, and they kicked the field goal after a fumble recovery. 9-0.
Wow.
I mean, it was a close game in the first half. They were only down 14-12 at the half. And then Geneva turns into Geneva saying, oh, yeah, we're the Geneva Vikings. 24
Yeah.
nothing run in the second half. Taylor caught 3 touchdowns, set a new school record with 26 touchdowns. It just shows you how good this Geneva team is.
Yeah. This Geneva, that was a tale of two halves there in that game.
Exactly.
For
Like we've had our fair share of tale of two halves, and well, we just saw that shit go down on
yeah.
Friday with the Geneva Vikings.
Yeah. It was the Geneva forgot who they were in the first half, and then they were reminded apparently in the locker room in the second half, and they came out on a 24-0 run.
Yep. Next game, St. Charles East 27, Lake Park 21 in overtime. What did I tell you about St. Charles East?
Hey, them Saints, they're looking pretty good. Can never sleep on them.
Yeah, no, this is a young, good team.
Yeah.
Like, and their quarterback went down earlier in the game, so they called up Sam Fadley to step in. It was a game of momentum. Lake Park had a 14-7 lead. St. Charles East scores the next 14 to lead 21-14 before the Lancers responded for a touchdown. The Lancers
Yeah.
also blocked a game-winning field goal to force overtime. So momentum was riding with the Lancers. They
Yeah.
had the ball first in overtime. Their field goal attempt was botched.
Ah.
So St. Charles East literally could win with any score.
Yeah, the Lancers had so many opportunities to pull it off there, and they just gave it away. They had such a good start to the season, and they really came crashing back down to earth after this
Yep.
one. So
Xander Salazar scored the game-winning touchdowns for the Saints. Do not sleep on this St. Charles East team. They are a force to be reckoned with.
yeah, they are going to be pretty good in the coming years. Do not sleep on them at all.
Yep. Next one, West Aurora 62, Bartlett 7.
Nothing to see here, really.
Nothing to
Uh,
see here, but good for West Aurora. Holy shit.
yeah, great game for West Aurora in this one.
Let's see. They've had an offensive explosion all game long.
Mm,
53 week one, 45 week two, 56 week three, 50 week four against a decent South Elgin team. And now you
mm,
spank Bartlett.
yeah. Hey, that West Aurora offense, that Blackhawk offense there, they are rolling. They are just killing it.
Speaking of South Elgin, they get 38-21 victory over West Chicago.
West Chicago coming back down to earth again. Uh, that was that's the big wake up call for them. Wildcats need to get going again, and they need to find what they had a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, no, this game wasn't even close whatsoever. South Elgin had a 24-7 lead at halftime, and yeah, St. West Chicago just couldn't find any momentum.
Nope, no, they could not.
Next one, Fenton with a huge 21-14 win over Riverside Brookfield.
Ah, that's a close one right there. I've driven past that school so many times. That was my parents' old high school, Riverside Brookfield. So, mom and dad, I'm sorry, but your old team really just kind of came up just a little bit short there in that one.
Yep. Next one. This one is where this game ended in controversy fashion. Providence Catholic 27, St. Francis 25.
Okay, so can I just take over here on this for a
Yeah,
little
I'll
bit
let you take over that.
and just kind of recap what happened? So, St. Francis was looking like they were going to be on their way to victory. They had it, and then Providence Catholic goes, I think that was this a Hail Mary
It was a
attempt?
Hail Mary.
It
Final
was a
play of the
Hail
game.
Mary attempt, and you look at the replay of it, the receiver makes contact with the ball, but you can tell the ball slips out, it hits the ground, but he picks it back up
Yeah,
again
it's like
and
attached to his body, but it's like hitting the ground.
yeah,
I and then that's tough to call, but I think it was incomplete.
that's tough to call for high school, but you look at it very closely, you can tell he picks the ball up off the ground and acts like he's been holding on to it. And I think that fooled the ref. But I just got to look at the referees like, what the hell are you looking at? Like you're supposed to be watching every inch of the play and watching where the ball is. And you couldn't see for maybe a second that ball was hitting the ground and that he picked it up. That's such a heinous ending. I even commented, was it on
Slow Shay, I think it's what it's called.
Slow Shay official Instagram. Like as soon as I saw that actual, because you told me about it, and then they posted the reel about it like an
Yeah,
hour
that's where I
later.
showed you from Slow Shay.
Yeah, yeah, and I literally went on and I was like, was this a Kansas City Chiefs game? Like they I swear to God, this was like a Kansas City Chiefs type call right here that they would normally get. Like, come on, you that was horrible. St. Francis had that game. They deserved to win it. Providence Catholic should not have
Oh,
won that
oh yeah. Well, so St. Francis, it's funny you say that. That's not the only player where St. Francis got hosed.
game.
Brady
Yeah.
Palmer was also they were trying to kneel it out. Brady Palmer gets called for a delay of game. He gets
I,
called for a delay of game when he was kneeling it down. They called it because he took 2 steps back and didn't kneel it right away. We see quarterbacks do that all the time
we
before a kneel down. They don't just
uh
we see them do that all the time. How is that a delay of game?
this is giving me flashbacks to that Fenwick Plainfield North game years ago where Fenwick had the game won. They were trying to just kneel the clock. They were trying to no, they tried to spike the ball actually,
No, it was
but
the quarterback threw a way incomplete pass with no one down there. I'm like, that's a okay. First off, that's a penalty. That's not a good
yeah,
play call.
yeah. That's I'm just getting some vibes from that game again with all the controversy with a team that had the ball and was trying to win it and they get called for that. But um honestly, I I really don't know what happens here with this.
I
That whole
get it.
ref
I get it. The officials have a tough job, and they do. But
they
you can't make calls like that. I'm sorry.
no no that's such a
You can't make
heinous.
you like quarterbacks definitely take a few steps back before
Yeah.
taking their respective knees.
Hmm.
I don't know how it's a delay a game, and then you fuck up that touchdown. Like,
Yeah. That's just piss poor officiating right there. On both calls. Eh, I mean this is a joke, but did the refs have money on Providence Catholic going into this game? Like, did they have like their own little like bet going amongst them and whoever decided, okay, let's see how much we can get Providence Catholic by a window of three, you know.
yeah,
I mean,
at St. Francis, they
I
took the lead 25-21 with over a minute to play, and then they thought when they got the ball back they could kneel it down. No, they get called for a delay of
yeah,
game, like
yeah.
which fucked them up and gave Providence Catholic more life.
Yeah, it that gave it the life, but
And
they still,
the penalty stops the clock.
yep, it stops the clock and it gives the ball right back to the offense. I mean, that's I can only imagine. I can only imagine how the St. Francis fans, the players, the coaches, the staff there are feeling after that one. They had to be sick to their stomach because that's just getting fucked over and fucked out of a win, like entirely. That Providence Catholic should not have won that game. That
Nope, but they unfortunately did, and all St. Francis could do for now is win another game, and
yeah,
that's all you can do. Just go play
that's
football.
that's all you can do. But if you're the officials, I advise you to not step anywhere near the vicinity of St. Francis High School. I
Yeah,
advise
like
you to not.
obviously, we try not to take shots at officials, but this one's acceptable because
Yeah, this is warranted. I feel this is warranted.
exactly.
Hmm.
Next one, Marist 34, IC 26.
Yeah, this was a close one right here.
John McGoffley scored all the touchdowns for the Red Hawks, 4 rushing and 1 receiving.
Had himself like a Jamal Charles game back when he was on the Chiefs years ago.
I was gonna say, y'all like to dick ride Patrick Mahomes? I hope y'all remember who Jamal Charles was.
Oh God, I remember. I
I
remember.
love Jamal Charles.
Yeah, Jamal Charles, he was a stud. God bless him wherever he is, but yeah, he was a great player.
Yep. IC had a 7-0 lead, and then the Red Hawks go on a 27-7 run to lead 27-14 at the half. IC made it a game though, made it 27-26, but
Yeah.
Maris just made the plays they needed to.
Yeah. They did what they needed to do to close it out and kudos to them.
Yep. But Maris, oh boy, they're looking
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, they're looking very, very good. I'm excited to see what they do.
Next one, Montini 55, Marmion 19. All Montini, they moved to 3-2 on the year.
Yeah, Montini been hot and cold. Last Friday night they were very hot in that one, and hey, they got a decent team. They got a decent lineup going for them this season. So
Yes, they do. Westmont falls to Madison, 46-20. Nothing to see here.
nope, nope, nothing to see here.
Lyle falls to Mentino, 49-7. Nothing to see here.
Nope, nope, nothing at all.
Let's go to our IHSA games of the week. Cary Grove, 18. Prairie Ridge, 12. Okay, both defensive coaches were ready for that triple option.
Yeah, I think we said defense was optional. Defense was very much the preferred option in this game, it seems.
Unless if you're Prairie Ridge. They had a 12-3 lead, and
Oh,
Cary Grove scores the next 15 to win it. Logan Abrams scored the game-winning touchdown for the Trojans.
eesh. That's hey, good statement win there for Cary Grove
And
being
just
down.
looking at those videos, you just look at that formation, you're like, who the hell's going to get the ball?
Oh, you don't know.
Is the quarterback going to keep it? Is the running
Yeah,
back going to keep it? Are you going to fucking pitch it out to this guy?
yeah. I mean, that is a high school defensive coordinator's worst nightmare right there.
Next one, Nazareth Academy. 16, Joliet Catholic 13. Defense
Ah,
was also on point.
defense was on point, and that's been the case for the Hilltoppers all season long. Their defense hasn't been bad. It's just for the offense for JCA, it really hasn't been there. It's really been lackluster.
Yeah, I mean, some of their games, Joliet Catholic has played great on defense, but their offense just can't get going. Naz was
No,
down 13-9 in the fourth quarter, and they got the score they needed.
yeah, they did, and JCA just hold those previous titles and state championships closely. This year's not your year.
Nope. Next one, Edwardsville 35, Belleville West 0. Oh boy.
Ooh, Edwardsville. We both predicted this one for
Yep.
them, and hey, kudos to them. They made us look very smart.
Yes, and so did Lincoln Way East in a big way. 48-7 over Holman Flossmoor. Jonas Williams with 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, hey,
Our poor coworker Mark, our poor coworker Mark will be at the Nico Lincoln Way East game tomorrow. So Mark, yeah, you're gonna see a Lincoln Way West, or not Lincoln Way West. Mark, you're gonna see a Lincoln Way East beatdown.
is this at Nequa?
It's at Nico.
Yeah, Nequa Valley. Covered you in 3 games this year. I saw you win your first one last Friday, but sorry, boys. I think your playoff hopes are done after tomorrow.
Yeah, their schedule is just tough this year.
Yeah, it hasn't been a favorable schedule for them at all.
Unfavorable schedule. You know, the
Poor,
team,
yeah.
they're not a bad team. Their schedule is just
No,
they just have
yeah,
probably the hardest schedule ever in the Bill Ellinghouse era. I mean, they're gonna
yeah,
lose, but I see one more win because one of their games is against Mattia Valley.
yeah, yep, yeah. They'll. Well, even then, I don't even rule out Mattia entirely. I mean, Mattia may end up doing something because I'm not sure about Niqua's offense fully.
Because Mattia has never beaten Nequa Valley in football. Never.
Hey, never. Hey, what do we say? Never say never, though.
Never say
Never say
never.
never.
Never say never. I mean, if
Hmm.
Mattia can beat Wabanzi 3 times,
Yeah.
I think they could beat Nequa, but we'll see. It's funny too about Mattia. All those wins against Wabanzi were on different turfs. First one was at
Yep.
North Central
Yeah.
College. Second one was at Wabanzi, and Mattia never beaten Wabanzi on their home turf until 2022.
Wow. That's
Yep.
hey. Never say hey. Like we say, never say never. Anything's possible.
No, we won't. But we know
Anything's
one
possible.
thing's for sure: Lincoln Way East will win at Nequa.
Oh yeah. That's a given.
Next one. Oh, sorry. To our DuPage games of the week, starting with Naperville North, going to Lincoln Way West. Holy shit.
Who? Um. Again,
Um,
this is
uh,
gonna be a very close one.
Very close. Can Naperville North keep the grind going, though?
That's the big question for them going into tomorrow night's game. Can they keep it going? I think it's going to be a close one, though. I think they're going to put up a good effort, but the depends on how the offensive line does. I
It
mean, that
depends on which Naperville North team you're going to get. Let's just put it there.
yeah, it depends. I mean, Jacob Bell, are you gonna get the one that where Jacob Bell is like has enough time to throw the ball and he's just throwing darts all
Are
over
we
the
gonna
place?
get are we gonna get the good Jacob Bell or are we gonna get the struggling Jacob Bell?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, he's had some magical acts. Granted, he's played against some pretty tough
Actually, let me
teams
let
that
me let
links.
me back let me back that up. Let me back that up a little bit. Are we gonna get the clutch Jacob Bell or the average Jacob Bell?
That depends. That
Yeah,
depends.
that's
He's
a
been
safe way to
clutch and
put it because he's clutch and then
yeah,
he's average. He
he's
was,
just
he was
he
clutch against Lincoln Way Central, but he was average against Central. And then sure, people are going to say bullshit. He
yes.
was average. Where was that throw? Okay, but he couldn't finish that drive at the end.
Well, I don't put that on him for the
No,
most part. I put some of it on his line. His line hasn't been the best all year. He hasn't had enough time to throw in the pocket. I
right.
I just he's gonna have
The way
some
the way he was playing in that game, I for sure thought he was going to complete a deep one,
yeah. You
clutch deep
thought so.
one. That did not happen.
You thought so, but then Central just kept ramping up the pressure and they got to him.
Right.
But
So yeah, no, the
but
offensive line really needs to be on point because
yeah.
Lincoln Way West's defense is not bad.
Yeah. But I definitely think Jacob Bell will have some heroics. Will it be enough? I don't know. I'm going just for now. I'm going to make a prediction. Lincoln Way West going to win it. Close game 17-14.
That's a good pick right there. I like that.
Hmm.
Next one, Naperville Central at Lockport.
Uh hey, if Naperville North played like that against Lockport last week, I definitely can see the Red Hawks following in suit.
Central's coming in pissed off because they lost to Lockport last year in overtime, a game they should have won.
Yeah, a game they should have won. They remember that game. So
Yeah,
uh
and they have a full week to prep for it. We saw what Central could do against a good Lincoln Way West team. I think Central's ready. I
I
think they
think
can
they're
pull
ready
it off.
too. I think this
They passed that
so do
test
I.
last week. I mean, sure, it's your first road game of the year, but Central plays good on the road.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
saw
they
how
do.
they played.
They
You
play
saw
pretty
how
good.
you saw how they played on the road last year.
Yeah,
They two of their
definitely.
losses on the
And
roads were by one possession. I mean, they only lost to Lockport by 7. They lost to Barrington by 7 when they had a 21-7 lead. Like
mm, yeah.
Central's a team you don't want to fuck
I
with on the road.
no, they're not. I if they can close it out, but I like their chances. I like their chances going in tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go 28-20 final score for
That's good.
Naperville
Oh
Central.
yeah, no, it's going to be a one possession game. Well, both teams are coming in pissed off.
Yeah, they're both coming in pissed off, so it just gonna depends on who's pissed off the most.
Yep. Next one, Bennett Academy versus St. Patrick. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's another big test for the Red Wings. That's gonna
But
be a
I'm
big
going to
one.
say Matt Bennett Academy will be playoff eligible for the first time since 2019.
All right. All right. All right. I will ride with the Red Wings too. I think they've learned some stuff after last week's loss. And are they playing at home?
It's at St. Patrick.
Ooh, okay. That's
It'll
gonna be
be
a bit
tough,
tough.
but this is a much needed game for Bennett because after
Yeah.
this they play Fenwick, Nazareth, and DePaul College Prep.
Yeah. Bunch of teams that you cannot go in lightly against.
Nope. Next one, Wabansie Valley takes a road trip down to Normal West.
Uh who's gonna be covering that game?
Jaron.
Oh boy, poor Jaren, all the way down to Normal West.
Well, he already
Poor
had to go down to Bradley Bourbonnais.
Yeah, I mean Bradley Bourbonnais is like maybe 40 minutes or so from normal, so I wouldn't say it's too far, but oh boy, that's gonna be a late one. Um ah
I'm
uh
going Wabansie Valley, man.
yeah, I think I'm gonna ride with Wabanzi. They kind of won me back over a little bit after last week's game.
Yeah, I'm going to go Wabansie in this one. Next one, a big time matchup in the West Suburban Silver Conference. York versus Downers Grove North. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, dude, this is hard to pick.
Yeah, this one's close to pick here. Logic would have it Downers Grove North, but we remember they struggled a little bit last week against uh who who'd they beat again?
OPRF.
OPRF. They struggled against them. So, and York has played some really close games, but I'm going to give the edge to DGN.
Yeah, again, uh this is a really tough game for both teams. It's going to be close. York though did win the matchup last year,
Yeah, they did.
32-21 at DGN.
Yeah, they did. They did win that one. So we'll see how they're able to do. But I like this DGN team going in. I think they've learned a lot after scoring under 30 points last week.
Yeah, I'm going to take DGN as well, but if York wins, I'll welcome it.
So will I.
Next one, Downers Grove South versus Hinsdale South.
Uh, it's another one here too. Uh,
Teams that are hot and cold. Downers Grove
yeah,
South hot, Hinsdale South cold.
yeah. I, mm, it depends on what offense we're gonna get from Hinsdale South in this one. It really does.
Depends on what offense we're going to get from both teams.
Yeah, it really does. Um, you know what? I'm gonna be bold here, and I'm gonna go DGS winning this one.
That's a safe pick, but if Hinsdale South wins, I'll welcome it.
Yeah, so will I.
Yep. Next game, Glenbard East versus Fenton. I'm
Mm,
taking the Rams.
yeah, I'm going the Rams here in this one.
Yeah, this Rams team is, oh boy.
Yeah,
Yep, the Rams, they are 4-1 right now. This team loves its offense.
that they do. That they do.
Next one, a big game to help out. A big game between 2 and 3 teams. Glenbard North versus Lake Park.
I'm gonna go with the Glenbart North here in this one. I'm gonna be a bit bold.
I'm gonna go the opposite and take Lake Park.
These teams have somewhat struggled.
Yeah,
Again,
one of these
depends.
teams is gonna get a win.
Yeah, one of them will get a win for
One of
sure.
these teams is gonna be 3-3 on the year.
Yeah, definitely.
Next one, the Battle of Wheaton. Wheaton North versus Wheaton Warrenville South.
Um, well, if history states anything, we in North team has pulled off a lot of comeback wins against a team who gave up a comeback win last week. So I honestly I can see this being a comeback game for we in North again.
Yeah, no, I like that pick. I'm gonna take Wheaton North as well.
Hmm.
We shall see. It will definitely be a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, Wheaton North and Wheaton South. Although Wheaton South, they did win the head-to-head battle last year.
That they did. They
Wheaton
did.
South Wheaton South last year in 2023 won the head battle. Very good game, 20-17.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll this one's gonna be a dicey one here again for sure.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a good game. Both teams, it's oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Super excited for that game. Next one, IC versus St. Francis. St. Francis is coming in pissed off, so I'm gonna roll with the Spartans.
Yeah, so am I. They are looking for vengeance and they're looking for someone to beat up on. And I'm going with them.
Last one, Carmel versus Montini.
I'm gonna go Carmel. I'm
Yeah, I'm
going
gonna
Carmel.
take Carmel as well.
Montini's good, but
Sure, Montini picked up a big win last week, but
yeah.
they're a shaky 3-2 team. Both teams are 3-2.
Yeah, they're 3-2, but I Carmel's the less shaky of them.
Yep. Next up to our IHSA games of the week. Batavia versus Geneva.
Oh,
Batavia's running game versus Geneva's passing game.
Oh, this is an offensive coordinator's wet dream right here. Uh, I I think I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs on this one.
Oh, I'm taking the Bulldogs as well. They're the more physical team than Geneva.
Yeah, they're more physical. Geneva has that aerial attack, but a lot of it depends on the ground and pound game too.
Exactly. Next one. I love this matchup right here. A big battle in the Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference. Farmington versus Macomb. The Farmers versus the Bombers.
Way way out there in Western Illinois.
Yep.
Um,
I'm looking, Farmington, they're both teams are undefeated. I'm going to take the Farmers, man. They love their offense.
yeah, give me the Farmers. For the Farmers.
Well, the
For
Farmers,
the
yeah.
Farmers.
33 week one against Illini West, 60 in week two against Hamilton Warsaw, 42 against St. Teresa, 54 against Bureau Valley, 40 against Elmwood Brimfield. Yeah, give me the Farmers.
Yep. Yep, give me the Farmers.
Yep. Next one, Normal versus Bloomington. Two teams that also love offense.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I think I'm gonna go Bloomington here in this
I'm
one.
going to take Bloomington as well. Bloomington is undefeated. They're pissed off after losing to Normal last year. I think
Hmm.
Bloomington's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do not sleep on these Central Illinois teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloomington's got a deadly running game. Team
Hmm.
totals for rushing 1,185 yards rushing.
Yeah.
All led by tailback Rob Lanier. He's got 612 yards rushing and 12 touchdowns.
Yeah. That's good luck trying to stop him.
Yep, but we'll see what Normal does. Normal as a team you do not want to sleep on.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yep. And that wraps up our show. But first, let's wrap up with our team of the week. Matt, who's your team of the week?
You know what? I'm gonna give them a bit of a shout out here. I know they're not a DuPage team, but you know what? I covered them, so I'm gonna go Neuqua Valley, having themselves a pretty damn good game.
Yeah, they needed that win in the worst ways possible last week. Even though they're not having the season they wanted, that's a good win for
Yeah.
Nico.
Yep.
Give me Downers Grove South.
All right. All right. I see you there. I like that.
These next couple of weeks, we're really going to see which teams are legit contenders or pretenders.
Exactly. Yeah, we're definitely gonna find that out for sure.
Well, that'll do it for the DuPage Run and Shoot. Matt, I'm excited for another week 6.
So am I. So am I. Looking forward to doing it, and can't wait to see what the results are for next week.
Yep, you're not doing a game tomorrow, though?
No, no, sadly. Family party that I had that was going back and forth this week if we were going to actually have it or not due to some family illness concerns. My parents were feeling a bit under the weather and we were discussing maybe pushing it back. But fortunately, my parents are both feeling better this morning and we are deciding to go through with it tomorrow. So, yep, I unfortunately have family obligations that will keep me from covering a game, but I'll be with you guys in spirit.
Well, definitely enjoy this Friday off, Matt.
I definitely will. I kind of told Justin about that I may or may not be free because my plans were initially up in the air, but this morning they're set. So sorry, Justin, but it looks like you're all covered for football tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd really need me, but if you do, sorry, my plans are set. Yep.
I'm excited for this home stretch, man.
I am excited for it too. Looking forward to it, and great to be covering it with you.
Yep. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of the DuPage Run and Shoot. We will see you next week.